Hi Japadians, welcome back to Akomolafe family channel. This is your favorite Bumi Akomolafe. So a quickly update guys. I don't know if people noticed last week that my video came late. Yeah, busy schedule. So I wanted to try to keep, to schedule, and I've quickly done another video this week. And I just want to talk about something that somebody asked within the comment section, that how much do we spend in a month? The person is in a family of 5, and I will term myself as a family of 5, although I'm ideally a family of 4 at the moment, living in Nigeria. But because my brother is almost with us like all the time, he makes the 5th person, so I would say family of 5. And I did say in one of my videos that I cannot really tell you how much I spend monthly. I said that at the time, but I think now, I'll be lying if I'm still saying that at this point. And before I dive into how much we spend in a month, I just want to kind of talk about the funny experience I've had this week. This week has been a week of battle. I had to defend myself repeatedly. I had to make explanations for things. I had to explain tire. Like people say, you go explain tire. So I did a lot of explanation this week. And it's just to a person who has just jackpadad. They didn't jackpadad, like they're visiting. And then they've left Nigeria since about 20 years ago, and they've just come back. It's like an alien falling from another planet onto the earth. That's how it is for this person. Because this person, I've been having long conversations with them over the phone before they arrived, very many months. I've been telling them how expensive things are. I keep explaining to them that things are not what they used to be. Nobody would expect one AC. iSense is the one I bought in my living room, costing about $500,000 naira, and then to install it and all the kits and everything, you're talking around 600k. You have to be ready to shake body in terms of paying for services. So I was explaining to this person that there's nothing free. I told him, I said Uber cost from point A to point B costs. I gave him a rough estimate, and he thought I was joking, and I was just saying my own, until he arrived. And when he arrived, obviously, he didn't have a bank account. So it's in my account that he put the money that he wanted to spend. So the fight came when, he wasn't believing the cost of things. And it was almost like indirect accusation that I am adding my own. It's almost like I'm adding my own onto cost of things for him. So he's adding to check and recheck things, and that really annoyed me, because I always kind of pride myself of the fact that I'm above certain things. This person is a close relative of mine, by the way. So I always pride myself, and they are older relative to me. Obviously, they will treat me like, even though I'm over 40, they will still treat me like Aburu Meli. This one is my younger one, so they will treat me like garbage. I know that this person is seriously on a tight budget, and they are still going through that phase where they don't believe the amount they are meeting things. Every time you are paying for something, they will be checking to see whether you've added your own. So that really annoyed me this week. We've had a very stressful week. We've had a huge fight over that already. That I'm not that kind of person. And I kept saying, no, I like money too much now. My mouth is wide. Since I got to Nigeria, I've changed. So I've become one of the Nigerians. I'm doing how the Nigerians behave. So I'm asking, how do Nigerians behave now? What have I done? Tell me what I've done. I'm telling you the cost of things. You can check Google how much they're selling. I'm even referring him to websites. I'm showing him bank account statements. I'm providing evidence. And that's what I've spent my whole week doing. And it got to a point where I just had it. Yeah, so that's the reality that people need to embrace. If you are not willing to embrace the new reality in Nigeria, what are you coming to Nigeria to do? I'm saying on my videos that the cost of things in Nigeria is not equaling abroad level. People don't believe me when I say that, but it's the truth. As somebody who's lived abroad, there's a level of comfort that you will want when you get back to Nigeria. For example, you won't be able to sleep in a room, maybe the first few weeks, in a room without at least fan or a good source of aeration. Most people have found when they Japada want AC because of the heat. Because of the heat, especially this season now that it's starting to get hot. So you look at the cost of AC. If you want to put AC into a particular room for somebody to make them comfortable, or you think about going to rent Airbnb or a nice hotel somewhere, it will definitely cost you money. So you cannot come and feel that you will not spend money. If you're not willing to embrace that new reality, You cannot even come and visit, talk less of you want to relocate. That brings me to the topic of the day. How much do we then spend a month? And now that depends on several factors. For the people who are asking these questions, that depends on several factors. People want to relocate with their children, with their families, and they want to know whether certain amount of money that they have as income will suffice, will sustain them. So I will be saying this with my own situation. Like I said, I'm a family of 5 at the moment. Myself, my brother, and 3 children. When we came, we opted for a minimum lifestyle based on our own budget. We went to an average neighborhood. There are neighborhoods that are top end, there are neighborhoods that are low end, and there are neighborhoods that are average. A nice developing neighborhood, bare minimum. And what we aimed to do was to secure a flat. We tried to get our own property. And the reason is because I don't want to be paying landlord no money. And I don't want to be fixing somebody else's property. Because you know that most properties in Lagos, when you are renting them, for me to make that property into what I like, fixing ACs into all the room, make sure that my children are very comfortable, it means that I have to spend money in somebody's house doing it up. So I thought, why would I spend? And things are not cheap now. It will cost a few millions to be able to do a house decently. So why would I spend that money in somebody else's house when I can get a nice small place and spend my money there? And in the future, if I want to, take a different course of action, I can always rent out that place. So that was my own thinking when I was coming. And I'm sure this video will help a lot of people. Other bills. Nigeria too now, there are bills. You are coming from abroad, so paying bills should not be a problem for you. They brought light bill recently for me. And for 2 months, they've charged me just roughly under 70,000 naira. To be honest, I do not know. I've not checked the bill because I didn't even see physically. When they said they've been sending the bill to my email, we didn't receive it. It was when they came with the ladder in an attempt to disconnect my light that my husband saw them from this camera and was challenging them. What are you doing there? And said they wanted to disconnect the light. My husband said, why? Why are you disconnecting the light? Well, they said they've sent 2 or 3 bills that we've not paid. My husband said, well, we didn't receive any emails or any bill or anything like that. So when they checked, they saw that the thing didn't drop into our inbox. And that was why they left it. So we quickly paid immediately. So they pay bills here. Bills in terms of light. And the estate where we live, despite the fact that we own our flat, we still pay something called the service charge. So as a Japadian, you would want an environment where you are going to be that is going to be conducive for you, where they will pick up your wheelie bin, something close to what you are used to. The one that people really want to know is the food. And food now, you split that into different categories. And that depends on where you like to shop, what kind of food you like to eat, what is the size of food that your family consume. Those kind of things kind of determine. But for me, my children are just getting used to Nigerian food, so we don't eat much of Nigerian food. African food in this region or in this environment is cheaper than English food. Whereas in the UK, where we came from, African food was more expensive. So the fact that I said we don't eat African food doesn't mean that we are saving any huge amount of money. In fact, it would have been better if we were eating more of African food. For my children, I'm just introducing more African food to them, but they still eat their cereals in the morning. And a box of cereal that we buy in the UK for around £2, we buy it here for nearly 10,000 naira. So £2 would be coming around 4,000, whereas here is 6,000 naira more. So you see now that those kind of English food are expensive. For example, Heinz tomato ketchup, very expensive here. Things like even your liquid milk, the milk you use in eating cereal, things that we are frequent in a supermarket. So people will say go and buy in Lagos market, but I've noticed that the ones that they buy from Lagos market, if you are not careful, you will buy something that's been sitting on the shelf for so long, something that is near expiry date or that they've wiped off the date and put their own. You are better off going to a reputable supermarket who have, any inflow of things all the time. The budget for food on a monthly basis, food alone, I try to keep it under 200,000. Yes, I'm saying that because this is my situation. And a lot of people scream that, some people don't even make that a month. And some people make more than that a month in terms of salary. And I'm here saying food alone. The crate of egg in my area, for example, is 6,000. And we eat a lot of eggs. So we eat a lot of bread. So most of the breakfast consists bread, egg, sandwich, or cereal. And the children, how much do they eat? So I just put that 200,000 there for comfort. And I want to be as realistic as possible about your own family. What do you like to eat? Are you people heavy on African food? If you go to open markets to go and buy momo, to go and buy goat meat, to go and buy this, that 200,000 naira will be nothing. No. It will be like nothing. When I say food, you have to factor in things like toiletries as well. Your hypo, your toilet cleaner, your toothpaste, your tissue paper, your washing up liquid, all those things too come under food. People will even tell you that it's not enough. But living on a budget, that's what we are saying now. So if you have more, you can go higher. But the moment you introduce open market, you want to go and buy, you want to store your food, you want to store food in your house for a month, that 200,000 naira will not be anything for food. You will spend at least 500,000 on food alone. Yeah, so I'm trying to paint my scenario as much as possible. So you see, you kind of have an idea now what these things cost. And yeah, so 200,000 naira, if you are eating light like us, my children don't eat much too. If you're eating light like us, then 200,000 naira will be reasonable. But having said that, I have a baby. So the formula for now, my husband will still ship some of it from the UK. Otherwise, buying formula, you have bought a few years already. Aptamil costs 20,000 naira per can, and she drinks 1 can in a week. So you think about that, 80,000 naira a month for just the baby milk alone. So if I was not getting some from the UK right now and I was buying, if I kept buying from here, it means that my budget will go up by additional 80,000 a month because I have a baby. Obviously, if you don't have a baby, that you won't fall into that category. Or if your baby is not still on formula like me. But yes, those are the extra costs. That's that money, like I said before, is a lot for some people in terms of minimum wage, not even being near that at all. That money is nothing to some people. As a Japadian, your needs will be different when you first, especially when you first arrive, in that time that you need to adjust, you will need more to stay comfortable. Yeah. So after a while, you will start getting used to. Like me now, I used to be very, very hot when I just came. But now I find now that I can't tolerate much cold anymore. So I'm having to turn off the AC every now and then I feel cold now. I'm getting flu. Before I used to chew ice block when I just came, just to stay cool. But now, when the AC is too much, I even turn it off. So your body adjusts to the environment and it starts to need less. So, other hidden charges, your car will break down. You will have flat tire. You will need to call the mechanic. The shower head will come off. Your washing machine will stop working. The light issue will be there. There are so many hidden costs that you will need to be calling artisans here and there to come and fix. And that can happen several times a month. So you need to factor these things within your budget. So I would say to stay very comfortable, without school fees, without accommodation, without medical, for you to stay comfortable in a month, a family of 5, with all the cost, with all the budgets, with all occasional outings, say you want to take the kids out on a meal or anything, be budgeting 500,000, realistically speaking. But that's not the reality for most people here. Some people live more than that. There are some people who are not even Japadians, who are very comfortable in Nigeria. They are doing their businesses and they will tell you that this 500,000 is nothing. That they spend maybe 2 million a month to stay afloat, family of 5. It depends on where you fall. But within your budget, realistically speaking, you can do with 500,000. You can be okay with that. But that's not reality for a lot of people. People are suffering here. So don't say, oh, Mr. Akomolafe said that people are really, really suffering here. So many people don't even come across that kind of money in 6 months. So may God help us. It's really sad. Even to the new sales girl that I got, the first day that she arrived at work, the slippers that she wore to work, that's what made me know that there is poverty in Nigeria. We thank God for the grace that some of us are able to eat at least 2 square meals. Yeah, I said I eat twice a day. But this girl came to work with, I'm just digressing a little bit for you to have an idea how deep people are suffering. The woman who stole from me, some people are saying here that I should find out why she stole. The tendency that people will steal from you, it's not like they really want to. I'm not justifying criminality. Nothing should make anybody steal. No level of suffering should make you steal. But you remember the story in the Bible where people had to be cooking their children to eat. There's a level of poverty that a man will face, that he will do things that he didn't want to do. May God not let us fall into problems. So this girl came to my shop starting the first day of coming to work. You would have expected the person to at least dress well. You are coming to a shop where they sell clothes, shoes, and bags and other household items. And you are wearing bathroom slippers that half of it has already eaten off. What does that tell you? The moment she walked through the door, I was like, what? This is what you want to work? I said, no, 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 no. I can't be here and you wear this kind of shoe. Customer must not even come and meet this kind of shoe on your leg. Oh yeah, that was there. From that moment I set my eyes on the shoe, I threw the shoe into the bin, went into my store and brought out a pair of shoes that fit her. And guess what? Almost 3 weeks she's been working now. Is that same shoe that I gave her that she's been wearing every day. That tells you that she doesn't have two. The t-shirt, one of the t-shirts I wanted to throw away in the shop that I gave to her, she's worn it 3 days this week alone. She's worn that t-shirt 3 times. She comes to work without food. I thought maybe she doesn't like to eat breakfast because the other mama who stole from me and went away, she didn't like to eat breakfast too. A lot of people don't eat breakfast here. But then I noticed that it was a trend. She won't eat breakfast, she won't eat lunch, and I said, okay, there's something wrong. What's going on? Why are you not bringing food? Because I said to myself, I don't want to make that mistake I made before again. I don't want to be giving people my food. Let everybody bring their own food. But I noticed that she said sometimes she doesn't even have money to buy the food. And she'll be smiling, she will be, I'm still observing her, like I said. And she'll be smiling, she will go hours without food. So I decided to start giving her money for food because I don't want somebody to collapse within my own design. I don't want somebody to collapse and it's because of ordinary food. And I'm saying ordinary food. That ordinary food is not ordinary. So people need to know the reality in Nigeria. It's no joke. It's not a joke. So I don't want to give anybody half information. I'm balancing the scenario here. So I'm just trying to paint the scenario of my sales girl for you to know how close we are with people who are struggling within the society. Your driver, like people who are a little bit well-to-do. There are so many people in Nigeria who are rich too, who are well-to-do, and they are working in Nigeria. They've never lived abroad. Abroad is not necessarily equal to riches. There are so many people here who are doing well. The owner of my shop, for example, is building another property next door. He's a big man. You need to see how he's doing well, and he doesn't live abroad. Yet you still have that section. You still have the half of the population who are wallowing in poverty. Nigeria is not for the faint-hearted. May God make Nigeria easier as we go on. But it is fun. I have to tell you the truth. When I'm in my shop, it's like, in fact, I need to start documenting the things that happen there. I always enjoy every moment. The kind of banter I have with my customers, the way I'm hyping them when they're testing out my clothes and all that. Before you know it, hours have gone by. I always look forward to the next day, going out again, carrying my bag. I wake up 5:36 a.m. every day, get the children ready, drop them off at school. I'm looking forward to going to my shop. To me, it's not about money making alone. The joy that comes with engaging with people, having those banters. There's no dull moment. You are insulting somebody in your language. You don't know the fun in that, and they are throwing it back at you, and you are teasing them. It's just fun. It's been a long time, a long, long time that I had this kind of buzz, looking forward to something. So I just want to thank everybody for following us on this journey. I hope this has settled the questions that people have been asking in terms of how much can a family of 4 or 5 survive on a month. Thank you so much. Thank you guys. And I'll catch you on the next video. Bye-bye.